So a few years ago, there was a sex education seminar at my school, and there was basically a doctor, and he got a bunch of guys and their dads to sit down in one big room, and there were around like 40 50 people there, and basically just talk about a lot of questions and issues that a lot of guys go through at that age, at the age of around 13 14 15, pubescent children. And it was a pretty good seminar. He said a lot of things that have still stuck with me to this day, just a lot of advice about how to treat yourself down there, and just different things to keep in mind while you're just being a kid, right? It's a lot of things that a lot of dads won't tell you. But anyway, the one of the biggest things I learned from that seminar was this one instance where the doctor was talking about how to kind of take care of your balls and how to treat them. And he said this one thing that's really stuck with me. And he said, this was at the end of the seminar, he said, you know what, kids, do not take advice from your friends, because that's like one idiot giving advice to another idiot. It doesn't really help you, and a lot of times it brings a lot of chaos, because obviously it's bad advice. And at that time it didn't really register in my mind. Like, I just kind of heard it. I was like, okay, I think that makes sense, and then I never really thought about it much. But over the last few years, I keep reminding myself of that quote, and it just seems to make more and more sense as I've started to really observe my surroundings and the behavior of the people around me. And a lot of these things have started to make sense. Even when I was younger, my dad used to always tell me, don't listen to your friends, don't put your friends on a pedestal, because they won't matter to you in 5, 10, 20 years. And I always felt really hurt by it, because these were my brothers. Like, these were the guys I always wanted to be with. I wanted to spend all my time with, because we had so much fun together. We had so many experiences together. With time, I've really thought about this idea of not really trusting your friends. Not trust really, but not taking advice from your friends specifically. There's a really popular Hamza video about, it's titled "They're Not Your Friends," and that video has always kind of stuck with me. Not because, so what he says in that video is basically, the people you play video games with, the people you take drugs with, they're not really your friends. The drugs are your friends, and these are just the people you do drugs with. These are just the people you play video games with. These are just the people you do instant gratification activities with. Because if those activities weren't there, you guys wouldn't be friends. You wouldn't care about each other. And this has stuck with me, because you'll realize the more, if you're a younger person watching this, which I know a lot of you are, because you're my friends, and some of you guys are slightly younger than me. As someone who's changed schools and cities over 8 times, I can guarantee you that friendships are incredibly volatile, because everyone is constantly changing, and everyone has different goals at different times, and everyone has different mindsets. When you're kids, you're friends with certain people just because they're in the same class as you, right? Because your objectives align with theirs, in the sense that you're all just trying to get through school and pass your grades. I just spat on my laptop. You're all just trying to pass through. You're just trying to get through school and get shit done, right? And you're also trying to have a little bit of fun during that time, playing video games here, whatever that is. That's perfectly fine. But when your goals start becoming real, when your goals start becoming real life oriented and you have legitimate ambitions, you realize so many of these people aren't it. So many of these people just want you. They're lazy, they're unconcerned, they don't really give a shit about what they want to do in life, and they'll do whatever is in their power to drag you down. They'll do whatever is in their power to bring you back to their level so it doesn't hurt their ego. I've had friends like this. I still do. I have been that friend for a long time back when I used to be really miserable about my own life. When I was really depressed and I was a complete doomer. Every time I'd see one of my friends doing well, I just want to make fun of them. That's all I'd do. Because I'd be so jealous that, oh, this guy, he's jacked, so let me make fun of his physique. His big chest looks like boobs. So funny. He has a girlfriend, let's make fun of his girlfriend. This guy is going to college, let's make fun of how stupid his degree is, or something like that. And with time, you really realize that a lot of people who you think are your friends, they really just want to drag you down to their level. They really aren't all that. One of my closest friends ever, one of my best friends, I just don't really talk to him that much anymore. One of the reasons is that our goals just don't align. And this guy specifically, let me tell you what happened. This guy, I specifically remember him in like 11th, 12th grade, the year before college would start. He'd talk about how badly he wants to go to college. He just wants to get past this year, and then college, he's just gonna relax in college, man. He's just gonna have such a good time. He's gonna go to parties, and shit. He's gonna do so many great things. And this guy's in college right now, and he's just not the same guy anymore, because he's just fallen into the trap of smoking and drinking and whatever it is. And that's cool. He has his own goals. That's perfectly fine. But a lot of these things, like these things that other people say, like what he'd say, man, I just want to get past this year, and then I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna have so much fun. They send a subconscious message, and I don't think it's a good subconscious message. I think a lot of times this message that is sent isn't what's best for you. It isn't for your goals. It isn't oriented towards what you want to do in life. Because if you watch more than like 5 minutes of this, I know that you aren't interested in doing what a lot of other people are doing. This is a constant agenda on what I'm talking about recently. Like even with my friends on this YouTube channel, I'm always talking about how different my goals and the people close to me, our goals are towards the general public. And the general public, your friends from school, from when you were younger, most of them, they don't want to do great things in life. They aren't ambitious. They just want to drift through it. College is not for having fun. You have fun in college, but it's not for having fun. College is the one time, the 3 or 4 years you get while doing your bachelor's, that time is so important for you to go and learn shit, go and do shit that is productive, shit you learn from. Even like going to parties and trying to pick up artistry, that has its own benefits. You still learn from that. You learn certain things, you learn social skills from it. But most of that time that you spend in college, the 3 or 4 years you're there, you're really just wasting all that time. Like the last video when I talked about the concept of wasting time, wasting all the time in a week. And this is the first reason why you shouldn't take advice from your friends. What they're what a lot of your friends will try and do when you start getting your shit together, especially if you've been like me, especially if you've been in the trenches, they'll try and bring you down because they don't like you doing good things in life. Your real friends, the people who really, really want you to do well, will support you when you're trying to start a new business, when you're working on new things, when they see you build a better body. Maybe they see you in a couple of months time and they're gonna hype you up. They're like, yeah man, you're the shit. I've had friends who've told me that they don't like the way I look because I've lost fat and I've gained muscle. They don't like it because it hurts their ego and makes them feel worse about themselves. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I'm sure if you've been thinking about the people around you and when you've tried to make change and how they've reacted, you might already know who these people are and whether or not they're good for you. Because like I said, the right people will always support you when you're trying to do the right things in life. Unfortunately, I've been one of these friends who've not liked what my friends are doing. I've been the guy that when I see one of my friends doing well, I'll make fun of them. I used to be that guy, and that was back when I was miserable. Back when I hated my own life, I hated myself because I wasn't willing to do anything with my own life. The second reason why you probably shouldn't listen to your friends, and this one's a lot lighter. It's not as dark or negative. The second reason is that your friends' goals just don't align with yours. Let me give an example of this. A lot of times in the gym community, especially on YouTube and just YouTube, Reddit and stuff, you will see a lot of people talk about what is best for muscle gains. A lot of times you'll see people just have completely different takes on the same thing. Even though all of them are jacked, all of them are doing well in YouTube, they're very educated people, they'll all have very different takes. And it's very interesting to see. And what I learned throughout this process was that because when you try and hit failure, you feel extremely tired after your workout. So what I noticed was that there's the people who want to optimize only and only and only for muscle building will tell you to hit more reps, to hit failure. But the people who are more pragmatic in their approach, they have a more holistic idea of what they want to do. They will tell you to do those 5 reps instead of 8. They'll tell you, okay, you can do 6 if you want to, but be careful, if you do 8, you're going to be fucking exhausted. And I feel like if you are truly trying to optimize for just building muscle, go to failure. If you are trying to optimize for just general development so that you can actually, after your workout, you can go to work and focus, then do like 5 or 6 reps. And the way I want to relate this to what I've been talking about is that a lot of times, instead of these YouTube gurus, the people who are giving you this advice are your friends. And a lot of friends will tell you what is, so say you go up to a friend, you ask him for advice on how to build muscle, and this guy will tell you just go to failure every time. his goals might be to optimize only and only and only for muscle building, and a lot of people optimize for only one thing in life. Whereas a coach, someone who's experienced with just people in general who want to optimize their entire lives rather than just building muscle, someone who's worked with these people who have jobs, you go up to them and you talk to them, he'll say, you can go that high if you want to, but know that it probably isn't beneficial for you in the long run because of recovery and being able to work during the day and whatnot. So someone who is experienced in a field as opposed to someone who's just your friend will tell you what is the most pragmatic and holistic approach, especially if you're going up to them for advice. So it's very careful to make sure where you get your advice from. And the second reason that I've given you, it's more of a niche reason. You can still get a lot of value from talking to the right people and get the right advice. But really, what all of this comes down to is just going up to people who are way more experienced than the people around you. Finding people who are older than you, people who have their shit together, getting advice from them, as opposed to the people around you. Because the people around you will tell you advice that has gotten them to the point where they are right now. And the point where they are right now isn't the point where you want to eventually get to. The guy who sleeps with a lot of girls, who's good at pickup game, right? He's going to be good at telling you how to get girls in a social setting, in like a club or something. But he will not teach you how to find a wife. To find a wife, you have to talk to your fucking dad. You have to talk to a guy who has a wife, who knows the right way to get a wife. Because that's where you eventually want to get to. Unless, of course, your goal is to just simply get laid, which is like not for me. I don't think it's the best thing for you, but go ahead, take advice from these type of people. This is one of the biggest reasons why so many people make mistakes in their teens and their 20s. This is the biggest reason why I make mistakes, and I will continue to make mistakes, because I am only surrounded with people of my age. We're told a lot about, get outside of your comfort zone, whatever. But a lot of times, we don't even realize what that whole quote means. A lot of times we just stay in our comfort zone, and when we do need help with something, we won't venture outside of our little bubble of just friends. We won't go to the people who actually know their shit because we're too scared to talk to them or whatever. And part of this comes from, I think, this is a separate video I want to talk about. It comes from this just anxiety of talking to people who are above you, in a sense. And it also comes from a place of having an inferiority complex. This imposter syndrome that, oh, I don't belong here. I shouldn't be talking to this person because they're above me. Really, dude, just honestly, just get out of your comfort zone. Go and talk to people that you've never talked to before, and you'll learn so much shit. I promise you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just wanted to make a video because there's a podcast that me and a couple other friends we record, and I'm working on editing that, and I didn't want to kind of go this past 1 week or so without having any uploads. So I have a lot of shit planned for this YouTube channel, and yeah, this is just kind of like a filler video. It's not really a filler video because I still feel like what I've told you here is just a genuine observation, something that I found value from just thinking about and talking about. And thank you for watching. Subscribe, do the lot. Share this video to someone who is also on their Sigma grind set, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.